how many solar panels do you need for a 2 kilowatt power station? Welcome to the comments. This one is from a video we recently released on a portable power station, or some people call it solar generator. So this is from Robert Folake 3870. She's saying, I just got mine on CD Care. Nice review. I have two questions. Please, how many watt solar panel do I have to buy to make it charge fast? And can one use generator to charge also? Probably talking about a gasoline generator. Okay, first of all, the Kohler 1000, which we reviewed in the video, is 1 kilowatt hour capacity. And yeah, for the record, the safest charging voltage or wattage that you need for practically any solar system, I mean the safest, not that it's ideal or it's the best kind of design you can come up with because loads vary, but the best power rating you can use to charge any solar system, any battery powered system, provided lithium ion is concerned, is 25% of the total wattage of the battery. That is the best formula you can use, especially in terms of the battery life. You see, when you stay within 25%, the battery tends to live longer than the expected number of years the service life should run by design. Where this wouldn't work efficiently is when you're dealing with solar, because most people would want to add load to the product or to the system when the sun is up so they can maximize the power and not discharge the battery. So the system should be able to charge and at the same time be able to carry load. That is why we exceed that 25%. But other than that, if you're not going to be loading it during the day while you're charging, it's best to stay within 25%. That is 1/4 of the total power of that particular device. And in the case of this device, which is the Kohler 1000 Pro. Kohler 1000 Pro has 1 kilowatt and can discharge up to 300 watts. So it is advisable to use a 300 watt-ish solar panel for it. But if you're going to be loading, which most of us would want to do, especially people who stay in Africa where power supply is still a problem, you can exceed up to 50%. Yeah, but with caution though, because the system would be charging very fast. A little too fast, but very fast if you do 50%. But if the system is constantly loaded, or if it's always loaded, then that becomes a good thing, because most of the power would go into the electronics and most of the power would charge the battery. So the battery is not overwhelmed with a supercharge, because supercharges have a history of reducing the lifespan of lithium-ion batteries, which is the energy source of this particular system. But from your name, I believe you stay in Africa. I believe you're commenting from Nigeria. So it is advisable to do 580 watt solar panel. The reason is so that you can be able to power your things during the day and the system can still charge at the same time. But for the sake of longevity, because the system is meant to last for at least 10 years, always charge with a load on. So you're not drilling on 50% all the time. But you can charge without load once in a while. But it shouldn't become a constant thing of charging this device with a 518, except maybe the sun is not so bright, which is quite unlikely in Nigeria. So a single 580 watt panel would be perfect. And then we have the last comment from Value Electronics 9390. This is concerning our video on TCL's merger with Sony. It says, thank you for covering this very important new partnership of Sony and TCL. Here's a couple of confirmations on this new business partnership. The new joint venture will go into effect on the 1st of April 2027. So it's unlikely but possible that any one of these items can be adjusted before Sony and TCL sign the final agreement. This new business project has no impact on Sony's or TCL's 2026 model lineup or launch. The joint venture would continue Sony's engineering, design, sales, and marketing teams to continue as it is, but would have manufacturing and supply chain handled. The new TVs that both companies develop will be manufactured by TCL, taking advantage of their low cost of manufacturing TVs. The TCL TV brand and Sony would continue as separate companies. This new business plan would not merge the two brands. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Or we're still looking with one eyes open and one eyes closed. We don't know where this whole thing is heading. So thank you, Value Electronics, for chipping in there with the facts. So that's it for today on the comments. We will see you on the next video.